Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and we are dealing with a horde of blowers this morning. I can hear at least 3 blowers going in different yards within 3 or 4 yards of mine. So if you hear anything that sounds like a blower, it is. Now, in my last video, I did not realize until I was about to upload the video that my mouse had gone crazy and my screen recording software had apparently gone nuts and there was yellow going everywhere. I did notice it when I was about to upload it, and so I decided that you all needed to experience what I experienced and see the yellow, and I actually made my thumbnail with that. From the start of my channel, I have tried to make my channel as real as I can, and I have tried to present it in such a way that you see that I have the same problems that you all have. And so that is exactly the way that I keep my channel. So if I have a problem, most of the time I'm going to share the problem with you and let you see the problem. And so that is just the way, well, it's really just my personality. I tell it like it is, and I try to always tell it like it is. And let me tell you how it is this morning. The way it is that my wife's car was having problems, and so I'm about to have to break down and get my wife another car. It is that time. So I was dealing with that this morning, and then, but guess what? Somewhere along the way, XRP went up 6% this morning, and so we're having ourselves a little bit of green, and that is a good thing. Right now we're up to around almost 28 cents this morning. And so who knows what happens from here? We will definitely find out. Now, I was going to mention before I get going, I sent some XRP to Bittrex because I was gonna. It was just a little bit of XRP I just had laying around. I don't ever do this, but I don't ever sell XRP. I did sell just a little bit of it to test buying some Hedera hash graph. I won't be selling any of my significant XRP to do that. I just did it as a test this morning just because I had some laying around. But now I'm transferring some Bitcoin over to Bittrex. Now, when I transferred the XRP, it was at Bittrex in the snap of a finger. I transferred my Bitcoin, and I did it about 30 minutes ago. It's not even showing as a pending deposit on Bittrex yet, so that I can buy some Hedera, some H-bars, Hedera hash graph. It's not even showing as a pending deposit yet, folks. I'm literally doing this video, and then I'm going to go on a walk while I wait for the Bitcoin to show up on Bittrex. XRP is the greatest digital asset ever created. Anyone who tells you that Bitcoin is the one is not telling you the truth. Because anyone that's got any knowledge of any of this stuff, they know full well that XRP as a technology just drop kicks Bitcoin like a punter kicks. And that reminds me, last night I was watching the Browns play the New York Jets last night, and I watched the New York Jets quarterback snap his ankle, and I almost threw up. It was one of those where he snapped it. It was pretty gross. One of the reasons I don't let my sons play football. Okay, well, I got this from Jonathan D at XRP_YD7. You need to see it. Wells Fargo to pilot dollar-linked crypto for internal settlement. Before you start reading the FUD articles about that will probably be written about how Wells Fargo coin is now going to be the latest digital asset that's going to kill XRP. There's 2 things in the title. Look no further than the title. First, it's dollar linked. In other words, defeats the whole purpose of what we're trying to accomplish here. The second is it's for internal settlement. Internal settlement In other words, this is a walled garden. Once these guys have created their crypto, it can now be paired with XRP, and XRP can bridge to Wells Fargo and out to other banks and other central banks. So it's a good thing that they're doing this. This just means that we were all right and that everybody's getting into digital assets. I'm just going to read you this quote from these guys. We believe DLT holds promise for a variety of use cases, and we're energized to take this significant step in applying the technology to banking in a material and scalable way. Wells Fargo Digital Cash has the potential to enable Wells Fargo to remove barriers to real-time financial interactions across multiple accounts in multiple marketplaces around the world. So, for those of you out there who have not been allowed to do your blockchain banking business with these traditional banks, now all of a sudden they think it's a good idea. For those of you who have had your bank accounts closed because you were buying digital assets, now you see that they now understand what you and I understood. So it's funny how things happen, folks. A lot of times these people, that's what I laugh about all these people who are supposed, when you watch traditional financial media, these people are supposedly the gurus who know everything about finance. Well, guess what? They didn't know about this. We were here first. We were the ones that knew it when we saw it. And the reason we recognized it so early is because we didn't get bailed out. Sometimes, or not sometimes, all times, if somebody's there to catch you when you fall, instead of letting you fall, it's a bad thing. You don't see opportunities that you would have seen if you had failed. Failure is one of the best things that can ever happen to you. Getting kicked when you're down is a good thing because it puts a chip on your shoulder as you stand up and get back on the horse. It's good to have that chip. It's good to learn from being kicked. It's good to learn from falling. These banks that were bailed out, they didn't have to fall. And for that reason, they're having to play catch up now because they didn't have to look for opportunities in their hills. They were handed the bailouts. Okay, Joker. When it comes to XRP, Joker is an investor. I simply buy dips and hold. Never invest in something you don't understand. As an investor, the long term matters. Only buy something that you'd be perfectly happy to hold if the market shut down for 10 years. Warren Buffett. Exactly. The Joker knows what he's talking about. And so does Bull Run Wonka. Rumors of Ripple and Coinbase partnership spreading after conference in Paris. Great article on liquidity. Hold XRP, Wonka knows. And here's the article that he's tweeting out. This was in a Paris forum. Brianna Madigan from Ripple, and here's her quote. We signed a deal with MoneyGram to help facilitate their cross-border flows. So there's an example of, say, someone who lives in the United States and wants to send Mexican pesos back to Mexico. So the way it works is through our partnership, we send MoneyGram's flow to one of what we call our originating exchanges. Say it's Coinbase in the U.S. as an example. The U.S. dollars get swapped to XRP there and then get sent across the border to a local exchange in Mexico. Call it Bitso in this example. Bitso then takes the XRP and swaps it into local Mexican pesos. And that consumer or MoneyGram's consumer client will receive Mexican pesos directly. And so we've delivered significant cost savings to MoneyGram in that example, significant efficiency, and that's a real value proposition to a company that's affecting end consumers because their fees will be lowered as a result. And then XRP Researcher had tweeted this out, and then there's more. Madigan also talked about how Ripple is working to get enough liquidity to launch XRapid new quarters using additional currencies aside from the US dollar and Mexican peso, and that's what this right here is. Okay, well, I just wanted to understand the gist of that. Okay, Camo Ammo at Rocky Carter Inc. sent me this, which is interesting, and I'm not going to go into the article. I think it speaks for itself. President Trump notified Congress on Monday that the U.S. and Japan were prepared to enter a limited agreement that would lower some tariffs and set terms of digital trade. Digital trade. Now, where's XRP ground zero? Japan. Think SBI Holdings. Think SBI Virtual Currency. Think the SBI Bank Consortium that comprises 80% of the banks in Japan, folks. I've told you from the beginning of this channel, SBI is the XRP holders' ace in the hole. And another way I've heard it put is that SBI, when they first partnered with Ripple, was a strategy partner. SBI now is the quarterback, is the way I've heard it said. Okay, XRP big time. You see what's happening, folks? You see how the world is about to change? NBA Player to tokenize their $34 million contract, sell shares in an ICO-like sale. Imagine being able to invest in your favorite NBA star or Major League Baseball player or actor. We talked about this about a week ago. This is Brooklyn Nets point guard Spencer Dinwiddie reportedly plans to sell tokenized shares in his contract through a securitized digital investment vehicle. Now listen to this, folks. This is amazing. According to Fox News report, the point guard plans to sell thousands of digital tokens tied to the contract and use the money to make other investments and develop new streams of income. Those who buy in will be paid back principal and interest, according to the report. And then Spencer Dinwiddie, this guy the article's about, he just tweets out hashtag BTC. Folks, one thing I've been saying for the last year and a half is when you see Wall Street come in, you're going to see mainstream adoption like you've never seen. You're going to be wrapped in digital asset advertising, and you're going to see the pop culture coming. You're beginning to see it. We've seen it from the NFL. There's an NFL player that I'm starting to see, and he's tweeting all about Bitcoin and all of this. That's just the first wave. Now we're seeing an NBA player. You're about to, trust me when I say, as Backed comes in, you're going to start seeing the commercials. You're going to see commercials flying. And it's not going to be just Backed. It's going to be Fidelity Digital Assets. It's going to be Aerosec. You're going to see all of these companies, and you're going to see Binance commercials. They're about to hit it. And you and I are going to be here to ride the wave. We're going to be here. We've been waiting. Okay, Michael, VAL5 links. Research from Bank of International Settlements, often dubbed the bank for central banks, has come out in favor of building regulation into blockchain-based financial markets. You think? It's about to happen, folks. It's about to happen. Then from Stephen Bull from the DIA. Unlike last year, Ripple will announce a major update at Sibos 2019 London. Now, I don't know where this came from, but it was an intriguing little tweet here from him, because normally he's just tweeting out information like short videos, but he says Ripple's going to announce a major update at Sibos. How he knows that, I don't know. But Stephen Bull from the DIA, he's a legit source, and so I pay attention when he tweets things. Okay, ticket attorney at Fix Tickets Vegas, a guy I want to know when I go to Vegas. He sent me my latest John McAfee update. You got to go see it. Mixology 101, the single malt donut. In this video, which I've already watched, John McAfee teaches you how to eat a donut and mix it with scotch. It's an interesting video. I've never seen anybody do it. I believe this is his wife or his girlfriend. She's watching from in the back and laughing. And I wanted to make an announcement. One day I told you that I would like to get on John McAfee's boat and be like have a picture with John McAfee. Well, I've changed my mind. When I get my picture taken with John McAfee, I want it to be in this tinfoil room, because every time I see this room, it makes me laugh. John McAfee, or McAfee in general, makes me laugh. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that the digital asset investor has now got to go out and find his wife a new car. Thank you for listening.